So I'm standing on the Promenade des Anglais in Nice, France, and tomorrow will mark the second anniversary of the July 14th attack that left almost 90 people dead here along the prom when a rented truck decided to zigzag through a group of people, a crowd that had come down to celebrate the Bastille Day fireworks. The promenade has actually been repaved and widened, and security barriers have been added since last year. But in fact, the memories of what happened 2 years ago are still pretty close to the surface. In fact, just on Tuesday night of this week, 2 kilometers from where I'm standing in Old Nice, after a match between France and Belgium, which saw France in the World Cup advance to the finals this Sunday by beating Belgium 2-1, a lot of people, a lot of fans went into the streets of Courcelea to celebrate, and someone decided to light off fireworks, which people mistook to be a terrorist attack, and people started to run through the streets of Old Nice and fearing for their life. In fact, one woman that was eating at a restaurant nearby, she said that the fear in people's eyes as they ran by just terrified her, and she decided to seek safety in a cupboard in the closet in the restaurant. For me personally, every time I just relive Bastille Day 2016, I relive it with the day, I relive it with the weeks and the months that followed. Every time there's a copycat attack, which has happened in other cities around the world, sadly, like Sweden. We had in Stockholm, in Barcelona and Spain, and more recently in my hometown of Toronto. So I was kind of moved to be running yesterday and come across our ritual street art that appears here usually just before or after Bastille Day. And this time I found the word of love, which was pretty remarkable. And the best part about it was that, in fact, it is signed L'amour avec Toronto, Canada. And this is a pretty remarkable thing for us to see. And amazingly, the author of all of this, the artist, is actually from Toronto. He's a designer for the Toronto Raptors and for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'm going to have a word with him and show you some of his art. So I am here with Victor Fraser. He's just finished one of his pieces of art on the Promenade. And I'm just going to ask Victor a few questions because he's been here since July 14th, 2016, doing these amazing homage for the residents of Nice, usually with courage, peace, and love. And this year I think is especially meaningful for Victor. So let's have a word. Hello, Victor.
Bonjour, mon amis. Hello, everybody out there. Yes, I've been coming ever since the original unfortunate situation, attack, here in Nice, to show love to acts of hate. If one man can act in such a crazy way, another man can act in such a loving way. Unfortunately, now Nice and Toronto have something in common, which I never thought would be possible besides myself. The act again of hate and of terror and sickness. So this year, more than ever, it is so important to come and show, as a personal individual, love, l'amour, and to show courage and strength to the people of Nice, of France, and if not the world. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here.